Okay, in this segment we're going to show you how to replace the control switch on the RA-30 series range hood, and we're going to begin by removing the filters, which we've already done, and the next step is the side panels. There's two side panels, one on the left, one on the right, and they're both held in by two screws, one sitting here at the top and the other one sitting at the bottom, and the same goes for the other side. Now that the screws have been removed, we can actually go ahead and take out the side panel. Now that the side panels have been removed, the next step is to go ahead and remove this stainless steel panel which holds the light fixtures, and this is being held in place by 4 screws which are located here, 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 and here. Okay, now that the screws have been removed, we can actually go ahead and take off the stainless steel panel. And when you're taking this off, be sure to be holding with one hand, as you know, once it's installed it may drop, so just go ahead and hold on to it, and we're going to pull the backside forward and give it a little wiggle and it'll come right out. Okay, now that we've removed the panel, we can actually go ahead and disconnect the lights so we have more access without having this panel in the way. So go ahead and just unclip the lights. It's going to be 2 clips, so here's one. Hold on to it so it doesn't fall down. There's the other. And there you go. Panel has been disconnected and we can set it aside. Okay, now that we have removed the panel and disconnected the lights, we can go ahead and disconnect the control switch harness, which is this connection right here. And what you're going to do is you're going to push on the biting clip that's right here and go ahead and press it, grab the other side of the harness and simply disconnect it. And there you go, the control switch has been disconnected. Okay, now that the switch has been disconnected, we can actually go ahead and remove the switch, and we're going to do so by removing 2 screws that are located back on the inside of right here. These are actually the main threading points for the screws, as you can see from the outside, but the actual screw nuts that hold this screw in place are sitting back here. Okay, now that we've located where the nuts are holding the control switch in place, I want to make a point to say that depending on the model that you have, you may have either the actual screw, which is installed right here, either that may be the locking mechanism, or on the newer models you're going to have this wing nut. So either way, you know, these are not that difficult to remove, but with the wing nut you can remove it without using any tools. If you do have this lower lock nut right here, then what you're going to want to use is a 1/4 inch socket drive, and then you can actually go ahead and remove the lock nut from there. And for this particular model, it actually has the lock nut versus the wing nut, so we're going to be utilizing this simple tool to remove the screws that are holding the switch in place. Okay, now that we've located the 2 lock nuts that are right here, 1 and 2, we can go ahead and take these off, and once we get those out, the switch will be able to be removed. Now that both lock nuts have been removed, we can actually go ahead and take out the control switch, just like so. There it is. Okay, now we're ready to go ahead and reinstall our replacement control switch. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to line up the actual display buttons, or the display screen and the buttons themselves, with the openings that are on the outer body itself. So we're going to go ahead and line those up. Okay, there you go. Once the switch and the buttons and displays are properly aligned with the front, then we can continue with installing the actual screw itself. So we're going to bring that to the front, slide it right in, and as you can see, it's already been installed here in the back. Let's grab the other one, feed it through. There you go. And there's one, and here's the other one right there. Now just go ahead and replace the lock nut. Just tighten them down so they're hand tight. It doesn't have to be torqued down, just hand tight is good enough. And reverse these steps and you're ready to go.